Delighted to be joined on the opening podcast by Brett Lee, a champion Australian cricketer. It's 25 years to almost 25 years to the day since Brett Lee debuted for Australia against India in the Boxing Day Test, and what a debut that was, taking 5 wickets in his first innings, the first since Dennis Lillee to do that, first Australian since Dennis Lillee to do that. Welcome to the follow-on, Brett. Great to have you aboard.
Yeah, thanks, Courtney. Nice to be here, and nice to be on the first one for the year. So it's always nice to get that brand new ball in the hand and open up the bowling.
Well, on that, we'll start. We'll get on to some hot topics, obviously, to come. But I just thought, with that lovely memory of 25 years ago, and what an amazing Test debut that was against India. I think you took the wicket of a wicket with your 4th ball. You had Rahul Dravid, and I think you took 3 wickets in the last 6 deliveries of the innings to take 5 for. Not a bad debut. What can you remember about that moment in your career, and what it set you up for, in the years to come?
Yeah, look, probably just the whole build-up. There was a lot of expectation, a lot of conjecture around would I play or not. Michael Kasprowicz was looking to get the nod ahead of me, and then I found out the morning of the match that I was playing. So all of that, those memories of thinking back to a 9-year-old kid was starting to sort of flood in. All the hard work, the sacrifices, the injuries, overcoming adversity, people saying I wasn't good enough, that they all sort of flashed through my eyes in that instant. And I was like, well, you know what, I've worked so hard to get here. Let's just have some fun and enjoy. And that's exactly what I went out and did. I played as good as I possibly could. But yeah, to pick up 5 wickets against India at the MCG 1999 with, close to 100,000 people watching, I still can't believe it happened, to be honest. It was a lot of fun, and I thought, well, I've taken 1 wicket, I wouldn't mind getting a few more, and then that becomes that love affair that you have with cricket, and hopefully take wickets.
Did you feel like you had the entire crowd behind you when you stood at the mark for that first delivery? Being
an Australian and having 100,000 people there that were, 90-odd thousand were sort of barracking for Australia, and being like the new kid on the block, I think a lot of people want to see that young, kid do well, and, people I think appreciate fast bowling. So it wasn't a hard sell for me. I had to make sure I could deliver and hopefully get some wickets. But yeah, personally, and looking at the caliber of players I had around me, Stephen Mark Wall, Ricky Ponting, Justin Langer, Matthew Hayden, Shane Warne, Glenn McGrath. I could not believe I was in the team, to be honest. And it was just the most surreal, unbelievable feeling.
Now, with India heading out to play, in a month or so time, the first Test in Perth, November 22, lots to look forward to. We know that India is at the moment in a major Test series against New Zealand. Bit of a shock there, and we'll touch on that. But you've had a lot of time in India. You spent a lot of time there. It's clearly a fond nation for you. A massive nation in cricket, but you must have lots of fond memories there.
I do, and I've been going to India for 30 years. I think my count is about 165 visits there or thereabouts. I've been through several passports in terms of the book being filled up. But I've just taken so many great memories away from India. It's the hospitality. People over there are so generous. And when they find out that you play cricket, and if you've been lucky to represent your country, you get looked after pretty well in India. And I want to make sure too that when India comes out and tours Australia, they get the same hospitality as I'm sure that Australia will. A lot of Australian fans out here, both with South Asia heritage and obviously Australian blood. There will be a lot of people looking forward to seeing the world superstars. When we think about Test cricket, we think about cricket in general. It's pretty much India is where it's at. They've got some of the world's greatest players. And for us to be able to showcase the talent that we have here in Australia with our team, but they'll be up against a very solid Indian side. I know that they lost only yesterday or during the week with a defeat to New Zealand, which was first time I think 36 years they lost. So that was a bit of a shock, but I can promise you when they come out to Australia, they'll be cranking ready to go.
Quickly on Steve Smith moving back down to 4, do you think that's a wise and good move? We know that there was some criticism about him as opener, but you look at it and he was probably average, I think, 28, and I think Usman was the top through the four tests where he played against the West Indies and then against New Zealand. I think he averaged 28 as an opener. Usman was averaging 31, so he wasn't that bad at the top of the order. But at number 4, where do you see, is that the right move?
Yeah, I mean, get him back to where he knows, and that's the thing. He's averaging 60, I think, at number 4. He tried to do the right thing by the team. They were lacking a batsman. They didn't have a lot of opportunity back then. They could have gone with, like a Bancroft back then and kept him at number 4. That presented itself, that opportunity, and he took it. Probably didn't work out the way that he wanted to, and I think he's better suited to come in at number 4. It just feels better. I think that's his natural game. And it's weird because Australia can be 2 for 10. So people would say, well, hang on, he's batting in the first 2 or 3 overs anyway. What's the difference? It's the mindset. It's the way that he believes he has to score runs. He can take his time facing that brand new ball. And I know bowling with a brand new ball the first 2 overs is crucial. If you get it right, you can take wickets. If batsmen get through the first 2, 3, 4 overs, it's a different feel because the ball loses its sheen. It hasn't got as much in the wicket. Definitely the right option. Get Stephen Smith back to where he's scoring runs. He might take that average of 60 up to 70 or 80. Who knows?
And I was going to say he's within range of 10,000 test runs. It's a pretty remarkable career.
It is, and he'll be alongside, after he finishes, the likes of Bradman. This guy is world class. Stephen Smith has been a great leader for Australia, a great team man. I can speak personally. I've known him for his whole career and love playing with him. I love the energy. Trains as hard as anyone. And what Stephen Smith gets in terms of what he will get out of cricket is exactly what he's put in. And he's, as I said, one of the hardest workers. So he deserves everything that comes his way.
One quick one before we move to the Indians, who you know so well. Just with the fast bowlers and the 5 tests, it's a heavy load with the 3 champion bowlers in their 30s. How do you see that playing out for the summer? Do you need someone like Scott Boland, who's come back in today, and he's obviously in his mid-30s, but how do you see the 3 bowlers holding up through the 5 tests against India?
Yeah, look, I really hope that they don't rest any bowlers, because I'm all for the bowlers that they pick should play all 5 games in the Test series. I think it's the crowd have earned that right. If they're going to go pay good money, they want to see their best bowlers. With all due respect to the other players that may come in, Australia blessed with 3 amazing bowlers in Mitchell Starc, Pat Cummins, and Josh Hazlewood. So, pending fitness, I think they'll play all 5 tests. It's such an important series aboard a Gavaskar Trophy. It's where it's at now. People want to be a part of it. I just really hope that they don't hedge their bets and say, well, we're going to try to stop people getting injured. Of course, if you don't, I use the analogy, if you park your car in the garage, you don't need to take it and get it serviced because it's going to be nice and pristine, but you've got to get it out there. The body's meant to be running in and having a crack. Yeah, we don't want to see players get injured, and bowling is such an unnatural action, but that's what you sign up to do. And, playing Test cricket as a fast bowler is exactly where, you sort of want to be as a cricketer. So I wish they hope that they play 5 Test matches.